Hello and welcome to the Call Box. I'm your host, Lieutenant Vince Lewis, coming to you once again from police headquarters. This is the Call Box. This is where you go for police info. I want to introduce my co-host for today's show, PIO Sgt. And Silent Witness Coordinator, Brian Bauer. Welcome back to the show.
It's always a pleasure.
Hey, listen, today we're going to cover some news. We don't typically do news, but I wanted to cover some important things that happened this week. Tuesday, September 9th, the city council met, mayor and council met, and the police chief, our new police chief, Matt Giordano, and some of our police executive team appeared before council to give updates on police, some reform, some initiatives, some projects, and things like that. So over time, as you know, the road to reform began quite a while ago, and then we've learned a lot of things, and a lot of changes have been made. A lot of change was ushered in under previous chiefs, and then, of course, Chief Giordano has his plan, and we're going to talk about that a little later. But he kind of provided an outline for some of the programs and reforms that we wanted to give an update on, especially with over the last 12 months. So,
and how community can be more involved with a lot of these updates as well.
Absolutely. And you're talking about the feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's always important, and that's a big thing on Chief, on explaining to the community the why in the process and allowing them to have a voice, which is fantastic.
Yeah, so no better example that I can think of other than the updated use of force policy. Now, that was kind of huge. You know, obviously, this is one of the most heaviest responsibilities I think we have as police officers, not only the ability to temporarily suspend somebody's rights by putting them in custody when we have probable cause to take them into arrest, but also use force in certain circumstances. So we are heavily scrutinized for that. But the policy came out after some very involved public comment. And we've got a new use of force policy that I think is a little bit more clear in certain circumstances. Now it's gone through a couple of different evolutions, but I think in the end it's pretty clear and it should be good going forward. We have new data collection capabilities through the announcement of the new records management system. Do you remember PACE back in the 80s, 90s?
So I remember calling into PACE and leaving a report just over the phone.
Yeah, so we went from PACE to Versaterm and Hexagon, and now we're with Motorola, the Premier One records management system. So we're going to actually be able to collect and aggregate and report out a lot more data. Oversight and accountability. Going back to the use of force, I just wanted to tell a quick story that the Office of Accountability and Transparency told. Now they're helping out with oversight and accountability on our side, but they've had meetings with police and community. And one particular success story they had where community came in after an opinion that the interaction with police didn't go as well as it could have. And I think that was shared on both sides. But when they were able to give their side of things and let the police officers take a look at it from their perspective, and it was reversed as well, the police were able to explain their side of things. We kind of came to a middle ground where I think once we understand where we're coming from, the interactions go a lot further, a lot easier.
It's the ability to mediate the two different sides, and as Chief always states, is explaining the why. Why was this action taken? Once you understand that why, it's easier to understand what took place and how it got to that level.
Yeah, that's very important. We have an expanded community assistance program through the fire department, so we're sending the right resources to the right calls rather than having a police officer show up with their limited resources. We're getting professionals and experts helping out in situations with crisis. Now, we still have the crisis intervention team. They're going through additional training, which is going to be great. We're coming up with a new complaint intake system where the public's going to be able to basically log into a little bit more user-friendly way of letting us know when we did a good job and, of course, reporting when we didn't. So we can look forward to that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we encourage our community members to go out there and look at these different systems, be involved. If you do have police interaction and it was positive, we want to know about it. We want the feedback. Same with negative contacts. We want to know your perspective so that we can learn from those issues, and maybe, again, we can explain the why the officer did what they did, and bring everything into a better understanding between the cooperation between police, the community that we serve, as well as the leaders that we have in City Hall.
Absolutely. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk about a silent witness case of importance, but you can see more about the information that was conveyed during policy by going to phoenix.gov/newsroom or visit the City of Phoenix YouTube channel, and you can watch the live video there. We'll be right back.
I'm a busy mom. I'm also a Phoenix police officer devoted to keeping our community safe.
I'm a Little League coach. And I'm a Phoenix police detective and a part of the team here too.
Find endless career options with one of America's best large employers.
Welcome back to the Call Box. This is where you go for police info. We are still here with PIO Sergeant and Silent Witness Program Coordinator Brian Bauer. You've got a couple of cases you'd like to go over with us?
Yeah, we got a couple of cases. I also want to spend some time explaining to the community on what Silent Witness does, how they use their money, the funds that they receive, and how the community can help Silent Witness Program continue to flourish and find the people responsible for some of the most heinous crimes in our society. So this first one, it's case number 2023-4388. This is a 2023 case, so it's a little bit older. It's a fatal hit and run where we have our victim, who was 34 years old at the time, Leaf Chapin. He was riding his motorcycle down one of our Phoenix streets, 36th Street in Cambridge to be specific. We have video of this accident taking place. This is kind of a unique one because we have video of the suspect vehicle. Officers that responded out there that evening, they were able to locate the suspect's vehicle, but no suspect. So we have the vehicle, we don't know who was driving. Now, obviously, throughout the investigation, we're looking at and talking to not just the witnesses of the accident, but we're also talking about the family, the people who have owned the car, finding out who might have been driving it. That's where Silent Witness is asking for community support. And if you recognize this car, if you happen to know who was driving this vehicle on May 20th, 2023, 10 a.m. in the morning, please let us know. If you recognize the video itself, if you were that person that was driving that vehicle. And this has been weighing on you for the last couple of years. This is an opportunity for you to come forward. We encourage you to come forward, talk with the detectives, speak with them, let them know your side of the story, your perspective. But again, this is for the victim himself. He did pass away from this fatal accident. His family is still struggling, and that's why Silent Witness is here. Silent Witness is going to coordinate with not just the law enforcement side, but it's also a great avenue for the family to come to and say, you know what, we want to help out as much as possible.
So tell me about the vehicle. What's the description?
So the suspect vehicle is a 2007 red Nissan Altima. It has a lot of oxidation marks on the front hood, on the roof, a lot of damage to the front, not just from the collision that took place that day, but probably from previous collisions as well, and just wear and tear because it is an older car. It's a four-door vehicle. Again, officers, we have this vehicle in our impound, so we have the information for the vehicle, but there's just so many people who may have driven this car. We're trying to narrow that gap down and target who was driving it on May 20th, 2023.
So I know you can't go into too many specifics about the tips that you get, especially because the program is so good at being anonymous and keeping everybody else's identity out of this. But are you able to talk about, let's just say in a case like this, how would somebody lead us to the suspect? Is it somebody overhears the suspect talking, the suspect feels guilty and admits it, or how do you see something like this getting resolved?
Well, the number one reason that we get a lot of the tips that come in is the financial rewards in it.
The
This
cash
has
money that they can get for the tips.
$2,000 reward that you get for tips that lead to an arrest. And it's very unique in this program because a lot of other programs, they offer money after the conviction, after the court process. Silent Witness says, no, we don't want to wait that long to pay you money. We want the information to help with this case. We're willing to pay you as soon as the detectives say, yes, they made an arrest on the case because of your tip. You get paid that financial amount, whether it's the $1,000 or $2,000 in this case. But yes, we're targeting family members. We're targeting people who know each other from neighborhood associations. Maybe if it's high schooler or if it's school-age kids and they recognize that vehicle or they know a past student used to drive that vehicle. Those are great tips. Just because you submit a tip doesn't necessarily mean the person is guilty or innocent. What we're asking for is, I kind of equate it to fishing. If you're going fishing in a lake, you know that the fish are better in this section of the pond, and you tell the fisherman, hey, the fish are biting over here. You're not giving us specifics, you're not getting into detail, but you're just giving us a general area to look. Allow that fisherman to go and cast the line and let them do the work. That's what we're asking for our detectives is give them a good bit of information that they can work off of. That information is key for these investigations, and again, you'll be financially compensated.
Awesome. Okay, great. Let's see the second case.
All right, the second case is a newer case. It's an aggravated assault. A lot of unknowns in this particular case. It's case number 2025-4438. This case happened at 2600 North 43rd Avenue at an apartment complex. We have video images of a black male suspect who saw a gentleman walking by, or victim walk by, and just began shooting at the victim. We don't know who this person is at all. We don't know what that relationship between the two individuals are. And that's what we're hoping, that somebody in that apartment complex, somebody that might live in that area of 2600 North 43rd Avenue might be able to give us a little bit of clues on who this person is. Whether you know his name, his street moniker, vehicles that he's known to associate with, or maybe he frequents this restaurant every so often. That's key information for the detectives to go off of.
Even if you think we know it, it's still a good idea to call.
Absolutely. The smallest amount of information, it's going to help build the puzzle for detectives that have a lot more information, and that small piece might complete that entire investigation.
Great. Where can we go to see some of the visuals that you have here?
So all of our cases are on our website at silentwitness.org. Another great thing that Silent Witness does is we have tournaments and events that allow us to use the money from those events to pay for these awards.
So these are funds that are raised?
Yes, these are funds that are raised. This money is not coming from any tax collectors or taxpayer money. This is all donated to Silent Witness. These events, we have a golf tournament coming up. When we have sponsors for this golf tournament, that money goes to paying off these rewards and helping the organization, the program itself, continue to work and find the people responsible.
And those events are going to be on the Silent Witness website?
Absolutely, silentwitness.org. It's under our 2025 golf tournament called Swing for Safety. It's November 21st, 2025 at Papago Golf Course. I encourage everybody to go to our website and look into it.
Do we have to be good to play?
Absolutely not.
Because I'm not.
It's a great time to go out, shake hands with folks. There's going to be a lot of officers there. There's going to be the program managers out there. It's a great place for community to come together, realize how helpful Silent Witness is for the investigations, and enjoy a little bit of fresh air with some golfing.
Not a bad thing in Phoenix, especially since, this is a great place to live.
And it's November, so it's a little bit cooler.
That's the right time to do it. All right, well, I want to thank you for bringing in these cases, Sergeant Bauer, and giving us this information. Hopefully we can lead to some tips that lead to some arrests. I want to remind the community, hey, overall, you too can help solve crime in your community by sending tips to Silent Witness. Visit silentwitness.org and call 480-WITNESS. Join us on all social media platforms. Usually it's at Phoenix Police or some spelling therein. We are hiring. Go to joinphxpd.com. And until next time, be safe.